Hello and welcome to this video course, Keys to Product Creation Success. And in this course, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting together what is for you a checklist of things that if you want to be considering throughout your WSO launch or even any particular product creation launch. It doesn't have to be a WSO. Now, each video, what you need to understand, it could be a course all by itself. So we are really giving you an overview of internet marketing product creation and giving you something so that when you have completed your course or as you go throughout your course, you want to start thinking about all of these things that we're going to be going through. Now, many of these points, right, even the individual points within the video itself, they could probably take an hour all by itself to explain in depth. So this is not a course that's going to be comprehensive in depth, but it is very comprehensive in scope. In fact, you should then take this course in order to be successful. Things that you don't know and you don't know well, do the research in order to learn more. So now, how do you take this course and get more success out of your launch? Or how do you take this success and become more successful in your business? You want to make sure that you are paying attention to everything that we're talking about as you create a product. You want to consume this course and use it as a guide or checklist. These are things that if you leave them out of your course, you are going to have a less than successful course and a less than successful income, however you define it. Now, the other thing is that you want to start with the 10 rules we're going to be talking about. These are the 10 rules of internet marketing. You want to understand where your course fits in. Some people almost think that by creating a course, they're creating an entire business system. But you want to understand all of the business systems that work together in order for you to market your course if you want to make sure that you're maximizing your income from one product creation. We're going to be talking about the elements of top selling and fast selling products. So what can you do to make sure that your course is going to be fast selling? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the content you use to drive traffic, whether or not you're blogging or you are using podcasting, or you are using video, or you are using Hangouts, or you are using webinars. What should you put into your content? What are the things that your content must do if you are going to be successful in using it to drive traffic to a particular offer? If you are going to have copywriting done for you, or if you're going to be doing it yourself. What are the keys to writing good copy? What are the keys to mastering copywriting when you put something into a form of a product in order to sell? What are the 8 key numbers that you must track in every product launch? What are the 8 key numbers that you should be tracking in your internet marketing business? You want to make sure that you know those things, because these numbers are going to be key in understanding whether or not you're having a successful launch and what you need to do in order to fix it. What are the key 10 potential profit leaks? What are the things that if you can close these things up, that you will keep your WSO or your launch from leaking profit to either other competitors or to things that you will that are under your control? In other words, how can you close up every loophole so that you're keeping your customer engaged in order to make profit from every launch? How can you make your product stand out? There are some key things that you can be doing to put into your product, the things that will make your customer remember your product and be looking and anticipating what you're going to be putting out next. What are the resources that you must have or invest in or obtain in order to have a successful product launch again and again and again? When you start thinking about what you're making from a product launch, you want to start taking some of what you're making to put it away to invest in the things that you must have. We're going to give you a list of the things that you should be putting into your budget so that as you generate profit, you reinvest that profit into these things so that you will be successful. And of course, each of these videos are designed to give you what you need in order to know that your course is maximizing profit. These really are key factors in making sure that your product is complete. Sometimes you can feel as if once you've completed the videos and you have a sales page up and you've got your buy button, you're ready to go. And certainly we don't necessarily have to shoot for perfection, but you do want to make sure at the very least that you're making every dime that you could be making, and that is what this course is going to do for you when you apply what you're learning and use this course, each video and each slide as a checklist. Okay, so with that, let's get into the course. Welcome back to Keys to Product Creation Success. And in this video, what we want to do is we're going to be talking about the 10 rules of internet marketing. And we call them rules because you want to understand where the context for your product fits. In other words, where does your marketing fit in terms of everything you could be doing to be successful in letting people know what it is that you have and in having them come back to what it is that you have to offer. Now, in these 10 rules, you're going to find that some of these things are going to be familiar to you. Some of these things are going to be the things that you've heard discussed in terms of marketing funnels. They're going to be the things that you have heard in terms of marketing in general. However, you do want to understand the entire context for marketing, and these rules really apply to any product. So they apply to your information product, they apply to any software you're going to have created, they apply to, let's say you're doing things on Amazon, they apply to anything that you're looking to sell. If you are a multi-level marketer, they apply to what you're marketing in terms of what your company is offering. Whatever it is that you're doing, these 10 rules are going to apply to internet marketing and marketing in general. Now, the things what we're going to be talking about is a system. Right, is what is the system of marketing for small independent businesses, and these phrases actually are not original to this course. They're probably more original to Jay Abraham, who kind of coined these phrases, and then the person who really organized them and put them into a system that were understandable was a gentleman named Richard Johnson, and he did a course and he's done a system called the Hidden Marketing Assets system, and that system is really Jay Abraham's overview on marketing, where he really captured everything that a small business could possibly be doing to get the word out about their product and whatever it is that they're offering. Michael Sinoff then took that program from Richard Johnson, the HMA program, and actually put it online and made it available to marketers, in particular to consultants who are working with small business. Now, these are the principles of all marketing systems that work on their own. So in other words, if you have the things that we're going to be talking about in this system, you have everything that you could possibly have working together in order to get the word out about your product. So you want to have these things, right? As many of these things as you can working in the system. So in other words, no one aspect of marketing is going to do everything it can do to give you profit on what it is that you're selling, right? And that's regardless of what it is that your product or service is. Now, the first aspect that we want to talk about, you may have heard before, it's called unique selling proposition. And it basically means, what is it that your product or your service, your brand does that someone cannot get elsewhere? So you should have, for every product, when you bring it to market, it should have something that people cannot get elsewhere. If it's going to sell quickly, right? If you want it to sell effectively, it should be something that someone wants. So your USP doesn't matter if it's something that's unique, but no one wants what is unique, right? So you need to have something that's unique to the marketplace. They can't get it anyplace else. And it should be something that people actually care about, something that people want. That's what unique selling proposition is. The second thing is that you should have in any marketing system that you're putting together, you should have upsells and cross-sells. So in other words, upsells and cross-sells allow your customer to enjoy what it is you're offering faster and better. So in other words, what can you do to get your customer into your product or service faster? What can they do to enjoy it more? or what else do they need in order to make it actually work extremely well. So if you think about it, if you have, let's say you buy a vacuum cleaner, one of the things that you might want to buy is an attachment, right? That'll allow you to do certain aspects of the carpet. Maybe you want to get an attachment that will allow you to do your upholstery or your living room furniture. So in other words, what can you sell across, and what can you sell up? So what will help them to enjoy it more, and then what else can you sell to them that they might actually be able to do more with your product? So upsells and cross sells. You should always be able to have something that you can offer your customer at the point of sale. And that's what an upsell or cross sell is. So you are actually giving them the opportunity to buy something that will make them feel as if they're getting more value from their original purchase. Okay, the third rule of internet marketing is list building. So in other words, you should be capturing your customers' contact data so that you can contact them again. You've already heard that the money is in the list. You need to be able to have a way of contacting people so that you can offer them more, so that you can offer them, let's say, things that will give them more satisfaction, and ultimately things that are going to make you more money. List building is very important because it allows you to build a relationship with your customers. Marketing alliances. So in other words, what can you do with someone else who has a similar customer base but is not in competition with you? Now in internet marketing, this is one of the phenomenal things about creating digital products is you can have people actually creating with you, but in competition with you, but willing to promote your product. Right? So there isn't a lot of competition in internet marketing, even in cases where you have products that are in similar areas. So if you are a PLR creator, right, you can actually promote other PLR creators, because even if someone has 2 or 3 products on, let's say, a LinkedIn subject, they could use all 3 of those products to create something that would be of value to them. Right, so in most cases in internet marketing, there isn't a lot of competition. So having alliances, having JVs to work with you to promote your product to their list is a great way for you to be able to expand your customer base and for you to be able to have more to sell to more people. So alliances, and again, this you can do JVs and affiliate relationships in any business relationship, in any business niche. Right? This is not just the online niche that you can do this in. Paid advertising, right? That this is one way to scale your business. And in fact, it's very difficult to scale your business without doing some kind of paid advertising. So once you find out where your best conversions are and you have something that's working, it's time to start taking some of your profit and putting it into paid advertising so that you can actually buy more sales. Are you paying out money in advertising fees? Yes. But if you're clearing your advertising costs and making profit, then you can do this again and again and again. So in other words, you are then only limited to what you can spend. And if you can spend right from your profit, you will then start to scale your business in a way that you could not do if you were just using free traffic and your own efforts. Right? So paid advertising is a way, and it's something that is necessary if you're going to get your business up to the point where it is maximizing its profit. Public relations. So in other words, what can you do so that the press is working for you? Right? And in some cases, you've probably seen where some people will have, as seen on NBC or as seen on CBS, and that's a small aspect of public relations, but to actually be on television, right? Even though the internet has consumed a lot of advertising dollars and attention, there's nothing like being on television. There's nothing like being interviewed on the news. There's nothing like being featured on in the public eye, in a newspaper, in a magazine. There's nothing like it, and it is something that if you can do it, will benefit not only your business but your product and your service. Community marketing and education. So in other words, what you're doing in your local area and what you're doing to educate people. Some of what you need to be doing is educating people using webinars, right? And education basically means that you're giving people information. Now, again, most of what we do in marketing and information marketing is sales. So in other words, we're really working on the pain points of people. But when I talk about education, I mean giving people information that's really going to help them to make good decisions. So you could be looking to twist it into a sale, but you are basically, for the most part, giving people solid information to make good decisions. And of course, the end of that decision is going to be your product or service, right? Direct marketing and copywriting. So this is where you're using the elements of direct response in order to get people to respond to you now to what it is you're offering. So the most basic element of selling something, whether it's online, whether it is through direct mail, whether or not it's on television, through an infomercial, you want to have elements of direct marketing, direct response, and copywriting. That means you've got a headline. That means you've got the story. You've got scarcity. All those elements of copywriting. You want to make sure that those things are in operation in terms of selling your product or service. Content and publishing. So when you are an author, right? When you can be an author, when you can be when you can say that you're a best-selling author, you are considered to be an expert on the subject. This will actually boost what it is that you're trying to sell. You increase the value of what it is that you're trying to sell. When someone else verifies that you are an author and that you have written on something, our culture still values authors, right? So one of the things that you can do in your niche or on the subject or in whatever it is you're selling is you can write a book or have someone write a book, right, from your company. Okay, and then comes all the internet stuff, SEO and social media and all the things that we do to get traffic. So these are all the things that we can be doing to market our product. All the internet stuff, all the things that we do. And as you can see, getting on social media and doing those things, that is a small part of what we can be doing to market our product. And these are all things that can be working together in a system of things that will make your product sell faster and will make your product sell to people that actually want it. Okay, so these are the 10 things that, again, you want to build a system around. We could probably talk about each and every one of these things in an entire course to really break it down. But in this particular case, we want to take these things and use them in a checklist for our product to consider. Are there ways that we can exercise these 10 things in order to maximize the marketing that we're doing on our product or our service? Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video.